everybody. I'm excited to announce finally the SIGGRAPH Birds of a Feather that I'm helping organize this year, as well as some other ones you want to add to your schedule that I'm going to be going through as well. And at the very end, I am going to mention a couple things about SIGGRAPH 2026 and 27 that if you're interested in going, you should probably know about. There are two birds of a feather that I always end up organizing, and that is Renderfarming and studio storage. I'm going to talk about those in a minute because there are two more that I've added this year based on a lot of feedback we had in Denver last year at SIGGRAPH. The first one that I'm really excited to have added is one on VDI, or Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. This will be happening at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, August 13th. We're going to talk about the best practices for virtual desktop infrastructure. As VFX and animation studios embrace remote work, virtual desktop infrastructure, or VDI, is key. So join us at the Birds of a Feather session to explore on-prem and cloud-based VDI instances. We'll share our knowledge, our experiences, and try to exchange best practices amongst all the participants. I've got some great participants with this one. We've got John Lee, who's an engineer from NVIDIA, so thanks, John, for coming along. And we have technology managers from both Cinesite and DNEG coming, Stephen Winters and Stephen Willie. So I strongly encourage you to attend that one if you're part of any infrastructure team. This one's going to be really important. All the studios are adopting VDI at this point. Another one that I'm extremely excited about happens also on Wednesday, only this will be at 10:30 in the morning, and this one is called Studio Security, Implementing the Motion Picture Association's Content Security Best Practices. As cyber threats rise and remote workflows expand, content security is more critical than ever. Join studio security assessors and executives from the MPA's Trusted Partner Network as we break down the TPN program and the studio assessment process, and share how the TPN program and MPA best practices are driving stronger security across the industry. Gain practical insights, ask questions, and be a part of the conversation. We've got some great folks at that one. We have Terri Davies and Kari Grubin from the Trusted Partner Network. We have JT Gaietto and Raymond Evans from Convergent DS. And of course, I'll be there helping moderate. And we have the Tuesday lineup. I'll be doing Renderfarming at 10 a.m. like I do every Tuesday at SIGGRAPH. It's an annual discussion. We're talking about VFX and animation, large-scale rendering. This is both on-premise and hybrid cloud. This year, I've got Scott Allen from ILM, Eddie Nolan from Atomic Cartoons, and I'll be there as well. And studio storage. Now, this was suggested a few years ago by Eric Bermender from Pixar, so he's helping me run this each year. It's an annual discussion on the VFX and animation studio's large-scale storage experiences. Joining Eric and I this year is Chris Banal from Image Engine, which is a Cinesite company. These gentlemen have dealt with multiple vendor storage systems. These guys know what they're talking about, and I'm really glad they're joining me on the panel. So like the last few years, I've been working behind the scenes in the last few months with studio leadership across the industry, and we have arranged a whole series of linked sessions back to back all day on Tuesday, all in the same place. So at 9 a.m., you've got the VFX reference platform, which is a common platform for VFX software. At 10 a.m., you've got the Renderfarming one that I'll be running. At 11, it goes straight into Cloud Native, where you talk about rendering exclusively on the cloud, or at least cloudifying your infrastructure. We'll break for lunch at noon, and then we'll have at 1 o'clock ML Ops in the pipeline. This is talking about machine learning operations and supporting it from an infrastructure and a pipeline side. At 2 p.m., I'll return with Eric and Chris to talk about studio storage. And at 3 o'clock, you've got the traditional global CG pipelines, which is an hour-and-a-half session, often broken out into smaller groups where they handle different aspects of pipeline challenges of the year. And recapping Wednesday, just as a quick reminder, 10:30 a.m. we'll be having the studio security session on implementing the MPA's best practices. And in the afternoon at 2, we'll be going over with NVIDIA virtual desktop infrastructure. I've put this all in the description. Head over to the SIGGRAPH program, start building your schedule now. Make sure these are all included. Of course, I'm starting to see some party invites get out there, and I hope to see you on the floor at these sessions and at the parties. You're all coming to my town now. This is Vancouver. This is where I'm located, and it's an absolutely gorgeous place to come this time of year. And on that note, this will be the last SIGGRAPH for the next couple of years that will not be happening in the United States. I know for a lot of my international friends, folks up here in Canada, if you have any personal concerns over traveling to the US the next couple of years, reach out to SIGGRAPH. Maybe encourage them to start up the hybrid sessions like we did during the COVID years. Hybrid sessions might really accommodate a lot of the folks who are having difficult times with international travel right now. So I would expect that if you're international, you really want to make sure that you hit this Vancouver one up. This will be the last one in Canada for a couple of years. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this information. If you have thoughts about the actual sessions themselves, things you'd like to hear discussed at these sessions, please drop me a line. You can comment below. You can always email me at cupofjoevfx@gmail.com. If you haven't subscribed to Cup of Joe, make sure you do so. I'll be adding more SIGGRAPH updates as we get closer. I'm still trying to add more content to this channel, but my personal time is split between multiple YouTube channels, including my very successful RVing with Joe, which takes up most of my YouTube time. Make sure you check that out if you're interested in RV travel. Well, that's enough plugging for now. One last reminder, Birds of a Feather sessions require an experience level pass or above. So a simple floor pass will not get you in to the Birds of a Feather sessions. Make sure you get the experience level pass or higher if you want to go to the BOFs. Hope to see you there.